All right, good morning, everyone. We are live right now in the water. So, good morning, Afri. How are you?
Morning, my friend. I'm so good, and one reason for that is we are going to see the semifinals today. It's ASF Surfing Championships 2024 in the Maldives, Thulusdhoo Island. We will watch these top athletes from Asia surf coke. So I'm Afrun Amu, Oni Anwar, and we are happy that you're all watching this with us.
Yep, thank you, everyone who's watching live. As you can see, there you go. John Mark Tokong is representing the Philippines in red. And of course, Amade Joy Satriawan representing Indonesia in blue and in green. Ooh, another Indonesian surfing against each other. Amade Fajar Ariana. And what exciting! Another Philippine, two Indonesian. Wow, is there any excited than this?
Dude, this is the Southeast Asian semifinal here. And that is of importance because this event, the ASF Asian Surfing Chip 2024, is not only the continental championship, but it's also the first qualifier for the Asian Games 2026. You can already see Surfer in white for Philippines on his first wave. Conditions are, as you can see, good. Like yesterday there was quite some wind on it. Today we have very slight onshore, but it's almost glassy there. So these guys will rock, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I was walking out the lineup this morning. Looks the wave's super glassy, but there's a little chop in the wind right now. But doesn't matter for these guys. Look at this. Our surfer in green represent Indonesia. Float into this one. Another check turn. Looking for a solid turn here, Afri. I don't think there is a section for him, but looks like just having the feeling of his wax and his board. First wave is, of course, there's a nerves in it.
You can see that the tide is pretty low, but we have quite big tides right now. So in the next couple of heats, probably no more rocks sticking out. And there's the replay from the goofy surfer from Indonesia, speeding his way through in the first section, going down with the lip, preparing his next maneuver. Nice snap there, going for the calf, and then is trying to put some more maneuvers into this one before the wave fades away.
Exactly, as I'm looking at the schedule for the day today, that we're gonna run the two heats of the semi-final of the men's. Oh, wait one second. This is the John Mark Tokong. Yesterday he's gonna do look some big air. Woo! Having fun. This guy, I love watching him surfing. He's like a Ferrari, and without a thought, he's just gonna do anything that's possible.
And he's one of the surfers in this event who really releases all his air game from day one, and he's keep on doing this in the semifinals. For me, he's definitely one of the favorites winning this event, but this heat is almost a final when it comes to quality of surfers. And he's not only surfing against the Indonesians, but also against his compatriot Neil Sanchez, because each one of these athletes obviously want to have the gold medal. But on the other hand, I was just mentioning before, they're also surfing for their country, for team points, because the best scoring team from Southeast Asia will immediately get a slot for the Asia Games 2026. So not only are these competitors right now trying their best to score, but also they're hoping for their team members, for their compatriots to also do well.
That's exactly right, because right now this is two of this nation actually like trying to fight for a spot for that game, and I think there's nothing more exciting than having to watch this for the first heat of the day. So I'm really excited to see here some action here. There is someone who's paddling for this one. I think there's a little bit wider one, and yeah, John Maktokong and Made Fajar, Neil Sanchez already got busy, but our surfer in blue, he is just waiting patiently. He knows he has that power. He knows he has that rail game. So he's waiting for that wave that allow him to surf with his potential. So I'm very excited what is going to happen next.
He has the first priority, so whenever he sees something bigger in the horizon that won't close out, he will go for it. And I just saw Team Indonesia, the coaches Dylan and Dede on the beach, checking out the conditions for quite some time, so they would know what to tell their surfers. And if Madijoy is waiting there patiently, as you said, that means they did their research and they know eventually something will come. Hey, let me ask you a question. Both E Madijoy Satriavana and E Madijoy Pajar Ariana, They obviously their name starts with the E. Made. That's a Balinese name. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
that's correct.
Does
That
it have a specific meaning?
no, just specific. Just the island of Bali has I in the end, like which is E. Sorry. Growing up in Australia too long, I read that's an I. But yeah, Imade Joy and Imade means like the I think either be a second son and
Wayan, true. Wayan is one, right?
Wayan is the first one,
Uh-huh.
if I'm not wrong, and Made is second, and Nyoman, I'm not too sure that there is like a four family names that have to start for the first child, second child, third child, fourth child.
Okay.
So I know Wayan is the first one,
Mm-hmm.
Made second one. So that must be second child. And I know Fajar's family at home in Serangan. I know his brother there, his dad watching him right now. So it'll be exciting for all the Indonesian team. Selamat pagi di Indonesia, di mana ada sekarang Made Joy berasal dari Legian Padma, di mana juga Made Fajar berasal dari Serangan. Dua-duanya atlet kita dari Bali represent Indonesia. Siapakah yang akan bisa menang di posisi semi-final heat number one right now? And there you go, some scores are in for our surf and green at 3.33. It's just a lot of shuffling up there, up and down. Neil just posted 4.5. Okay, that's just a good start of the heat, feeling the rhythm of the wave.
So you said surf and green, Pajar being from Serangan. I remember last time I surfed Serangan was 2016. And I think that back then they wanted to build a resort there, and there were some rumors, well, that's 8 years ago, that they might make it an exclusive wave. Is Serangan still open for everyone to surf?
So yeah, that's right. They closed that beach, and now is only access to get out the surf to Serangan is by boat. You gotta get by boat either in near Sanur, and yeah, just a little difficult. You don't have that road access to the beach. It used to be such a beautiful place to go drive and chill on the beach, just like here right now. But yeah, all this new development in Bali, it's overpopulating.
Yeah, a lot of discussions about that. I mean, I've been plenty of times in Bali in the past, and every time I went there, I was like, wow, how is it possible that this place is even growing? Also growing is this wave where Neil Sanchez goes for the air, but unfortunately for him, wasn't able to put his board in a way so that the rail doesn't dig into the water. But nice attempt. You can see semifinals. It's no more, playing around. Everybody now is showing us their A game because, definitely for no one in this heat, it's for granted that they will proceed. So they have to give their best.
That is right. There is surfing green right now, up and in and out. They're these guys have such a strong competitive mind. So when the things are like this happen, is whoever have the right strategy. So Marijo is playing patience out there. Fajar staying busy. So those two Indonesian surfers are already using two strategies, and also John Mark Tokong and Neil Sanchez are using the same strategy as Made Fajar, staying busy, open up the wave straight away. So obviously you can see those three surfers already using the same strategy, but as the heat goes on, they'll look at the situation in the water, what score they have, and then they can wait for a long time. I don't know what Made Joy is doing. Maybe he just feel the comfortable that he's confident of knowing there will be a wave coming,
Right.
and which is a really risky decision to make, because sometimes that wave doesn't come, and it probably comes in the last 3-4 minutes, and then.
And let's not forget, in this heat, I don't see that one wave will be enough. He would need at least two waves. So far, 9 minutes into that heat, no wave for Muddy Joy. Look, nobody so far has, seeing the caliber of this surfers, super wave. You have Neil Sanchez first position with one wave with 4.5, which is obviously a decent score, but all these surfers can do so much more. So from that regard, maybe the waiting game is correct, but then again, he needs two waves, and this is the second wave of Neil Sanchez, and this one, does he complete it? No, could not complete it, slipped there with his foot. Actually, it was his third wave. The one before was also a reverse that he couldn't land, and same goes through with this one. But he's busy, going for the smaller waves that have the ramp, because with one big air, you will get a good score. And especially right now where there are not too many waves coming right now, this could be the winning strategy.
Yeah, let me tell you a secret about this guy's surf. At first hit of the day, the body is still just sleep. Nothing is used to. Like yesterday, they did a huge air nailed it at air reverse, and now first hit of the day, he's actually just feeling the rhythm of his feet, his ankle, everything. So different light of the sun as well. Like when they do air, it's really affecting you when you're going for super fast on that wave, and you look at the section. So you miss reading that section, like what he just did. Then he fell out. Just maybe hit it too early, and also his body is not a wake up yet. So that can be part of the game as well. So you can see now he's just catching everything just to get his body moving, and see right here, like just a bit off, So all the surfers just trying to feel the rhythm of his body and his board, because today is a bit smaller, not much power, how you ride out differently. And Mate Joy is playing that really, really risky thing that he really believe that his surfing is there, but yesterday is different today. So will he can adjust his surfing to what he bring yesterday to today?
That is the question for the surfer in blue. Let's not forget, as you mentioned, and as you can see right now, the tide is very low, so the airs are not only technical, depending on the wave, but also the landing port. You really don't want to, get your board damage or even worse, your body. So Neil Sanchez on the wave before going for a left, and actually there you can see a bigger set coming through. Will that be the first wave of Muddy Joy?
Okay, here we go. Our man in blue up and riding. First wave, nice big turn. This is what he was waiting for. That big surfing, big power surfing. And there you go. The wave's not offering much though, Afri. So here you go, our surfer in red. Much better wave, better flow, better power. And that's what happened when you're just staying busy, rolling dice. You never know what you're going to get.
Exactly, and this really seems like the first wave of the set was, unfortunately for Imadi Joy, who used as priority and was waiting for so long, the weakest from an energy perspective from all the sets. It looked like it pretty much exploded at the first part and then just faded away, whereas John Mark Tokong on the second wave of the set had a nice wall that he could work on. And also Imadi Pajar, Indonesian surfer in green with the third wave of the set, had some more time to show his maneuvers. This is the replay of the first wave of Imadi Joy. Nice carve there. Second one, he was expecting some more, as you can see, but then saw the potential of this wave was limited, so kicked out of it. And then behind him, the surfer from the Philippines,
Wow.
going for some powerful waves. Powerful turns, super nice flow.
Yeah, just don't want to make any mistake when you surf against John Mark Tokong. He will get the best wave, even the average wave. As you can see, I was surfing green. Really also fighting back, but just a bit off on every turn here because the wave's a bit smaller. And trying looking for a finishing. There's nothing critical in this heat, but sometimes you just need that mid-range score to actually make through this heat, So first and second will advance into the final. So gonna be upset if you're really eyeing for a big, big wave like this. As you can see, our Made Joy, this turn was nice. Boom.
This is his second wave.
Second wave, sorry. Wow, that's better.
So he sort of changed his game plan. Now, since he doesn't have that much time left and his first wave was probably not what he expected to, now Neil Sanchez is really pushing the airs, maybe over-committing here. That was the fourth air in a row that he couldn't land. So it might be also time for him to change the strategy here. Though the wave had some potential, gained some speed. Was maybe a little bit too much behind the lip there. Went for 2 turns before he was looking to the ramp, but then the wave got almost too small and he landed on a reef. So we're still waiting for the last scores of all the surfers here. Once again, Jean-Marc Tocong on his flying attempt, most probably. Yes, there we go. That was his first wave. Actually, sorry, wasn't it the same year when you guys were on the Challenger Series?
Yeah, I think the first year that Jean-Marc Tocong qualified for the Challenger Series, I was there with him, and so yeah, the last wave of Jean-Marc Tocong was another attempt for a huge air again, but there's no wind out there that actually allows them to make that air. So it's a bit tricky. There's no power on that face of the wave. So like I said before, what they're expecting today is what they expected from yesterday's experience. So definitely they need to adjust that strategy. They might not do the air now. They have to do the rare game like Madejoy did. But you can. All these guys can do anything.
Right.
Just need to maybe just launch a little bit earlier, maybe, and for our surfer in red, Jean-Marc Tocong, he's a dangerous opponent. Even the last 10 seconds, he can come back.
Have you competed against him in a heat?
Yeah, I actually made the final in Cloud9 with him, and I know it's gonna be a hard heat with me. And I almost got him, but he, no chance. So, yeah, I wanna go back to Cloud9 and revenge that, but never get it. Here we go. I'll surf in green. This is a different angle from the boat, from the jet ski. Nice vertical turn, throws the fin out into another one, throw a lot of spray. Wow, it's better surfing for our surfing green. Dimana Fajar sekarang masih di posisi kedua. Sangat senang sekali dengan ombak yang itu. Made Fajar is looking good right now. Maybe can go in first place now. There is a lot of wave coming for our surfer in blue as well.
Yeah, wave selection plays a crucial role here in the semifinals. Nice top turn from the surfer in green on his backside.
Fajar, sangat powerful backside attack. Looks like Medina kan ya.
The claim there, right?
Yeah, his favorite surfer is Medina, so we call him Indo Medina.
Have you surfed against him too? Like in the heat?
Medina.
Fajar. Also Medina, but what about the Brazilian Medina?
Yeah, when I was a kid, well, after this, Madejoy, wow, that's powerful surfing for our surf in blue. Boom. Yeah, that was great finishing. So me and Gabriel used to grow up together in the Gold Coast. So when we were 16, I used to drive him around the Gold Coast, take him for a surf, when he still have like a grommet, and we would like to go drive to McDonald's all the time. And before his dad show up before he qualified for the CT, he was actually spending time in the Gold Coast, and he surfed 5-6 times a day, but that surf only 30-minute surf and come in, eat and train, go surf again, and
so he was just preparing for heat formats all the time.
Yeah, man, like just his dad stepdad Charlie is like, man, he just rice and beans and chicken for just protein power surfing. And so you see how Madejoy here, wow. He knows, okay, I'm not going to wait around. I'm just going to show my power surfing. Why not? So, and here goes answer back for Mr. Jean-Marc Tocong. He still has that power, small but spicy, man. So
6 minutes 30 left in the first semifinal heat of the men. Here, 2 Indonesians against 2 Filipinos. Imade Pajar Ariana currently in the lead with a 8.50. Neil Sanchez, second position with 6 points. Jean-Marc Tocong, 217. And we're still waiting for the scores of Madejoy Satyavan, who has 4th priority right now.
Yeah.
So you were just saying, he was spending time on the Gold Coast. Was it to get used to the waves over there?
Yeah, there was a Quicksilver Pro trials, and he was one of them got the wild card for the trials. Not even in the comp yet. And yeah, just hang around with him before that. And let's look at this one first. Our surfing white, Nice first turn. Looks like a good wave here. That just a bit lost. I think he's rushing it a lot. He's just too excited maybe to be out there. Look at that, just a bit off. You
Yeah.
know, sometimes when the waves that have so much power, you just want to go with the flow of the wave. You know, you don't want to rush anything. You can see if he's rushing like right there, boom. He's rushing it where he just lost it. The board doesn't like it, waves doesn't like it, but he wants to do things what he want to do, but doesn't work like that sometimes.
Yeah,
As you
that was
can,
uncharacteristic for Neil Sanchez to, well, lose his balance like that. So maybe it is the nerves here in the semifinals of the Asian Surfing Championship that made him do that.
yeah, because Neil Sanchez right now has the talent, but he's rushing everything, and he has the power as well. Oh, look at the situation change right now.
Wow.
Upside down, back up, and left, right. 4 minutes ago, this hit just went too fast for me because it's such an exciting hit to watch. Made Joy just straight in the lead, and with a 7.33, and back it up with a 5.43. I think there's better score coming for Surfer in Blue. Then John Mark Tokong also have some good score. And right now, though, our surfing green and white, such a great surfer, but they just need tune down. As you can see now, in white, up and riding, looks like Neil Sanchez from the Philippines. That turn was nice, but just a little bit out of control. He needs to land this air, and then he went, oh, wow. Can he ride out? Was that
Yes,
complete?
he
Yeah, he
can.
did. John Mark Tokong is be careful now. He look at that. Answer back. The bigger wave. Look at that wave. Looks like John Mark Tokong. Ooh. So, you know, it's dangerous now because Neil can go in second place, push down John Mark Tokong and Fajar down in third and fourth. But we'll see what the judges have say because it's a bit smaller wave, more a bit wider one. So you can see here that turn wasn't like a control, fully solid turn. But this is the turn that judges will think about it right now. Boom,
Wow.
right there.
Yeah, just was about to say that his finishings aren't that clean. You saw the first maneuvers, he is pulling out this air and lands it, and on the second wave after, his compatriot in red delaying the bottom turn, going for a huge turn, but was not able to put the nose towards the shore and fell down here once again. Neil Sanchez
Boom.
is a little bit too high up on his finishes, it seems like, at least with the turns, but then he pulls out the rabbit from the hat and lands this beautiful air reverse.
Yeah, there you go. He probably says now, okay, I don't need to force everything. I think Made Joy just got a good one there. I think that was just the finishing, that end of the wave. But I think I want to see the start of that wave because Made Joy did stand up straight. It's like a climb kind of thing. Here we go. This is a replay. This is a good setup turn. Look at this one. Zah! Into another one. All right, so already two good turn. Another one, third turn, fourth turn. Look, they throw so much spray. He knows this is the good. That's why he stand up straight when right here. Boom. Look at that body language. Yeah, it's like give it to me. So yeah, the answer back for our surfing green. Currently probably in third and fourth place right now, but our surfing green.
Yeah, we're still waiting for a lot of scores, and it's just 2 minutes left. Surfer in green, Indonesian surfer, also a nice one. So man, it's not only that the surfers here are busy, the judges will be busy too, because they really have to make sure that they're giving the correct scores. Everything is so close. All the surfers, well, elite surfers from Asia, ripping here. Look at this, deep bottom turns, high sprays. This is powerful surfing from the surfer from Sarangan, Bali. And of course, claims it.
How good is this? First hit of the day and already putting the judges to work.
Crazy. So now both Indonesians up in the first two positions. So if it will stay like this, they would proceed to the finals. But it's still 1 minute left, and the Filipinos have first and second priority, and we are still waiting for the last scores.
Yep. 1 minute to go, though, Afri. Who will win this hit, you reckon?
Crazy. Wow, man. I mean, look, Imadi Joyce 7.5. Crazy. But then John Marco Tucon so far only have a 2.57 as a backup score. He has first priority, so if there is something bigger coming, and it seems like it, he could still turn it around.
Look at this turn. Boom. Okay, see how's that? It's just more like a check turn right there. But I think this is the replay of that air reverse that he did. So we missed the first turn, but this one right here, look at the pop. Staying low, look, timing it, hit it on a sweet spot. There you go. That was a 7.6, I think. The judges, he's in third place right now. Sitting in third place, will that change the situation? Because our surfer in green. Wow. All right then.
Yeah, a lot of action in the last seconds, so we are still waiting for the last course. It's not clear yet who will proceed to the finals and to whom do we have to say goodbye. In this semifinals of the Open we'll have a small recap, then you'll see the scores and also the second heat of the semifinals in this ASF Asian Surfing Championships 2024.
All right, good morning everyone who is watching live. Man, that last heat was an exciting heat. It went so fast. Me and Afri just witnessed that crazy surfing by our surfing blue, Made Fajar. Made Joy. And of course, I don't know if they're Fajar or John Mark Tokong. We'll see. I don't know what's going on. But in the water right now, we have semi-final heat number 2 that Mrs. Jessie will introduce you guys.
Yeah, so we have Danny Widianto in the red, Iko Watanabe in the blue, Taki Kanazawa in the green, and Kaisei Adachi in the white. So 3 Japanese versus our sole Indonesian in this heat. Yeah, I'd love to know, how did that last heat pan out? We'll have to get on live heats and check that one out. But no matter what, we're going to lose a big name in the form of either Pajar or in the form of John Mark De Kong. I feel like those two guys were massive standouts.
Yeah, that is right because the wave was really nice and clean, and Neil Sanchez is staying busy at the start and trying to get some good air, but that, there's not much power today, so I think the wave are not allowing that big air, but our surfer in blue really just putting the power surfing and rail to rail really made the judges rewarded that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what our judges want to see today. We want to see big surfing. We're not messing around anymore. This is the semi-finals. Here we go. Kaisei Adachi up and riding. Big tail jam in the pocket there and comes around. Woohoo! I love the energy he's bringing. Second big turn. And again, so Kaisei Adachi starting this heat nice and strong right now.
Yeah, look at this answer back for our surfer in blue. Iko Watanabe, Dani Widianto, Taki Kanazawa. There is some waves coming soon. I hope that boat doesn't ruin the wave of our surfer, but look at that. Is some wave coming now. Look, surfing red is paddling a bit deep. And yeah, Kasa Adachi really putting the score on board straight away, trying to put pressure. Iko Watanabe as well. And yeah, I'm excited to see this.
Well, in that last semi-final, it was Made Joy and Pajar moving on through. So the two Indonesians making it to the final. We'll see them battle it out this afternoon. This heat, though, it is going to decide who is joining them. We are guaranteed a Japanese surfer in the final. Whether or not Danny Widianto has anything to say if it's two Japanese, we'll have to see. Danny, obviously the reigning champion as well. He's here to defend his title.
Yeah, it's exciting, and it's really scary to be a Danis Widianto right now in position because three Japanese in this heat, they all want to win, and they looks been on fire the whole time, whole event. So, look, there is a paddle battle between blue and white, and this is the replay, Jesse.
Yeah, this is this replay of Kaisei. So the first wave of this heat, and I mean, he surfed it so beautifully, just really capitalizing on every steep section coming his way. Looking like the swell a little bit smaller today, but we have perfect, pristine conditions this morning, and Kaisei capitalizing on all of it. He's getting the most out of these waves, and then our surfer in blue getting his first wave as well. So a little bit down the line right now, and then kind of gets unstuck. So he's going to need to find himself more between now and the end of the heat. Who's up and riding, Oni?
Is Dani Widianto, really nice first turn into another one. Whoa, really nice and sharp into a whoa. He is coming in hot, ladies and gentlemen. That is our surfing red, Dani Widianto, berasal dari Indonesia, di mana sekarang masih di posisi pertama. Nah, belum, no wave yet. So there you go, Made Joy is already in the final, and Made Fajar, and now Dani Widianto. Okay, I'm coming too, boys. Here we go. This turn, bam, and this another turn. Rah. Another one right here. Zah! Ninja kick, that one. Bruce Lee.
So tail high. That was ridiculous. And then finished off this wave. I mean, talk about making a statement in this heat. And then Taki Kanazawa now, wow, full grab rail cut back to the pocket, lays back there for another one, and gets to this inside section and absolutely belts it for a finish. Wow, we're only 5 minutes into this heat, and Kaisei up and running again. The judges have their hands full right now. So many waves being ridden. The level is so high right now. This is the semi-finals. Oni, did you expect it to be this good?
Yeah, 100%. My expectation is the same, exactly what I feel like right now. Because this morning I woke up and feel like really slow, doesn't have much energy, kind of, and then I see some action. John Mark Toko, Neil Sanchez, Made Fajar, Made Joy. I was like, what is going on right now? And also, Made Joy didn't catch any wave at the start of the heat, and he destroyed after the rest of the heat. Look at this. Taki Kanazawa, really nice power turn, carving through this one. Looks like it's a bit off on that second, third turn, but look like this one is bam. That's the one. Nice turn for our surfing green.
I feel like that's Taki's kind of signature turn. He's been really relying on that so much throughout this event. And now this is Kaisei trying to back up his first wave here. A little bit just kind of getting his rhythm going right now. I prefer his first wave so far, but I mean, this is a really great backup for our surfer in white. Just jamming it in the pocket from start to finish. His first wave definitely had a little bit more variety, had a little bit more going for it, but nonetheless, only 7 minutes in, he's got himself 2 scores. So now the judges need to do their thing. We'll get those scores coming through, but wow, what a heat we've had so far.
Yeah, it's smart strategy for our surfer in white because he already got that first wave. Now looking for a backup. So would you use the same strategy out there, Jesse?
Yeah, I think so. If I'm going to start my heat off with a really strong wave, just like Kaisei did, I definitely would want to back it up pretty quickly just to keep my rhythm going. But this replay of Danny Widianto is so impressive. I mean, watch how well he times each section. He has such great flow and just so much power behind him for someone who's not, the biggest built competitor in this competition. He is so strong, has so much power behind him, and look at this turn. I mean, the degree of difficulty on that is outrageous.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna see some healthy score. There you go, a 9-point ride for our surfer in red. This is answer back for Iko Watanabe from Japan. Nice finishing for our surfer in blue. Currently, right now, happy with that turn. So, and as you can see now, Taki Kanazawa on another wave. Okay, so
They like it. I mean, that was 2 pretty good back-to-back waves. We're going to get a replay. I want to see what Iko did at the start of that wave, but hold the bloody phone.
yeah.
9-point ride for that first wave of Danny Widianto. Excellent surfing here in semi-final heat number 2. We don't expect anything less. These guys have been going excellent the entire event. Let's watch this wave one more time. How perfect did this wave look? Oh, it's a different one. Wow, good on him.
Iko's waves is so nice, sharp, very flowy. Like this turn, rah. Good surfing for our surfing blue. Into another one. It throws a lot of spray. I really like this wave for our surfing blue. Wow. So it's gonna be exciting heat, this one. And Roy, this is the start of the heat of Roy.
Taki.
Sorry. Taki.
Roy, obviously being Taki's older brother, but he started off this wave really well. Then it got a little bit slopey towards the end here, and then he tacked it for a finish. Made sure he got a bit of, pizzazz behind that end turn. We have scores to lock in, so while they filter on through, we're going down to Afri with the heat winner of our first semi-final.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with one of the finest from Padma, your heat winner of the first semi-final of the men of the Asian Surfing Championship, E. Madijoy. Bro, we saw you doing all your powerful maneuvers in the last couple of heats, but this time you even did quite a risky game strategy. You waited for more than 10 minutes for your first wave, super patient sitting there, but then your first wave most probably didn't deliver what you were expecting to do. So what went through your head after that first wave?
Yeah, I've been waiting for too long. Maybe like I'll wait another 15 minutes. And then I was pretty scared because Maramar, Pajar, and Neil already got a wave, and I didn't get a wave pretty much. So I tell myself always breathe, whatever the condition is. And yeah, on my first wave, I know the wave is gonna be a little bit flat, but I just want to try putting wave on my boards. So I don't matter is it close out or whatever. So just trying to make myself a little bit confident. Yeah.
And then it took you less than 2 minutes, I think, to get that bomb, the best wave of the whole heat, the 7.33. Tell us, guide us through, what was going on that wave?
There's nothing much that I do. I just kind of surfed it. I enjoy this wave pretty much, almost like Karamas. So yeah, I didn't think too much. I just want to surf it because This is my first time surfing Maldives. Coming to this event, pretty much I enjoy this place, this nature, this island, everything. So just wanna keep surfing on my heat, and then yeah.
Well, keep surfing on your heat for sure, because next heat for you will be the finals. Anything you will do differently? Anything you will prepare yourself with for the final?
I think there's nothing much, but yeah, since I saw Pajar going second final, then wait for the semifinal hit number two. I don't know between Iko, three of the Japanese or maybe Dani. So yeah, must be there's something gonna I do, but secret.
Joy, I can't wait to see you again in the finals. Best of luck, my man. Have fun out there. Back to you.
All right, that was nice. Yeah, it's really good. That's solid. The way I can hear his voice, really comfortable, confident, really trusting himself. Even in his surfing, it looks super solid, calm, powerful. That's what I want to see.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's what we want to see from all of our competitors. Kaisei, now on the answer back, he's got a pair of fours, but everyone else has scored themselves at least a 7. Danny Widianto with the 9, so Kaisei looking to get himself back in this heat right now. Had to do something like that, something special to finish that wave off. I loved that air reverse just then. But I feel like there's a big door open right now because Marimar, John Mark DeKong, has just been knocked out of competition. So he and Pajar have been probably the two most informed surfers. But then we had Made Joy taking out that first heat. So who's going to make this final? It's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a great battle on our hands.
Yeah, just a roll of the dice out there. The waves are pumping. Just matter of how you surf the wave. You gotta choose wisely what you do. And Made Joy has put in really excellent surfing. He's just putting that timing of being calm and chill and hit the section. Just not messing around, not many flicky turns. He just really shows me the power surfing that he has. And right now, Dani Widianto with a 9-point ride, and Iko Watanabe with a 7.83. And right now, surfing green in first place, a 7.17 and a 5.33. It's gonna be a lot of upside down kind of score situation in the next few minutes.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have a lot of changes between the start of this heat and the end. But imagine kicking off a heat with a 9-point ride for Danny Widianto. He's currently in 4th, but there is not a lot expected of him to try and get into that second, even that first place. And that is with Taki and Iko both having 7. So just shows the caliber, the level of excellent surfing we have in this heat.
Yeah.
And from the two probably most dominant regions, Indonesia and Japan, Philippines are definitely in that conversation as well. But I mean, these are probably the semi-finals that we thought we were going to see in this event.
Yeah, and really agree with you that, Jesse, because right now we have our surfer in blue kicked out because their priority is with Dani Widianto. Right now, his first turn right there throws a lot of spray. I love how his timing is on point. Boom.
Oh, no.
He just, like I said, this is the first heat of the day. Second heat of the day. He probably didn't serve this morning, probably just watching it, take his time. And Dani Widianto is having the groove, already have a good score to start with. It's smart here. He just took the wave out of Iko, using the priority, giving a chance for Iko not catching another backup score. Nice carving through this one. But this one's just missed timing, that one. Maybe you don't have to go vertical. Maybe he should do a huge air just like he did before.
Yeah, I mean, we love seeing those airs. I feel like, that was going to be the score to put him into first. That's literally what I was just about to say. I think based off those first 2 turns, it had enough oomph, it had enough impact behind it that it was going to be the score. He didn't need much to get himself up into first. So has a 9 and a 4.4. But he's not really safe with a 4.4 as a backup. So he's got 9.5 minutes. Try and get himself another 9. Maybe even see him push for a 10. We haven't seen any 10s in this event yet.
You're right. That's so true. There's no 10 yet.
Not yet.
Wow.
But it means there's potential.
There is potential. So, are you excited to see some 10 maybe in the final?
Maybe in the final, maybe now. Our
Yeah.
finals are 5 minutes longer again, so they're actually 30-minute finals. So
Okay.
heaps of time out there, but they're 4 surfer finals, which I feel like you want 30 minutes for a final when you do have 3 other competitors out there. And they're going to be on that higher tide. So we have seen the conditions really slow down. You got to be a bit pickier on that higher tide. We're on the low tide right now. Everything has a bowl. Everything pushes back at you. So this afternoon, it's going to be exciting. We're going to have the Open Men and Open Women finals. We've got the Open Women semi-finals coming up right after this. And then we actually go on a bit of a break. So there is a Friday prayer break today for about 2 hours, which means we've got about a 2-hour surf window. But all the locals, they're going to go do what they do every Friday, pay tribute to their religion. And then we're going to kick back off today at around 1:30 for the under-18 boys quarterfinals, the last lot of quarterfinals for this event. And then we're going to crown some champions. It's all happening today. We've got 8 minutes 20 left on the clock. That 9-point ride, just a standout of this morning so far. I mean, Danny Widianto, he is on point.
Yeah. Are you excited for that surf?
I'm so excited to go surfing.
You got your board here, I can
I
see.
do. Officials only too.
Ay.
How exciting. Just us out there. Woohoo!
Look at this. Wow. Nice turn from our surfing green. And so Taki Kanazawa, so I got it right this time. Not Roy, sorry. Bam. So for everyone who's watching, that is our surfing green represent Japan, currently second place. And this is the replay of that same wave. Nice first turn into another carve. I know Taki have that power rail game, so he's using that right now. He has to use it because in this semi-final there's no time to mess around, kind of thing.
Yeah, there's no time to mess around. I mean, this is crunch time. We mean business here. Their final is on the line. And I feel like Taki, he's surfing a really smart heat right now. You know,
I agree.
He's got that 717, but he's not dropping and waiting. He's
Yep.
kind of taking any opportunity that comes towards him. He only has to better a 5.33 on that last wave. That,
I
for
think he's
me,
already
that betters a 5.33.
Yeah, that's for sure. I agree with you, Jesse, because having Iko Watanabe with the 7.83, I think Iko's the dangerous one because he's going to try to take Taki down because right now I think Taki already replaced that 5.33. So I agree with you. So let's talk through it, Jesse.
Yeah, this is the wave that we are all excited about. That first turn, critical in the pocket. So much spray went flying. How he engaged that rail so beautifully, that's going to bring a lot of points to this wave. Then a bit of a grab rail carve, so probably not crazy points for this one, but that finish, that was a hard turn to make in that section. He got super low. He knew with the ride out that was going to be a good score. 6.83 puts him up into the lead. Taki didn't come here to get second. He came here to win. He came here to make it this final. Now Danny Widianto, there's not many times you see someone have a 9-point ride and be in second place. So Danny has to answer back right now.
Yep, that is right, Jesse. There is 6 minutes, just under 6 minutes to go. And Danny Widianto with third priority. He's probably going to sit wide now. So he's just trying to get that wider. He doesn't need much because his 4.4 was the wave that he actually fell into. So right now, Danny knows what he's capable of doing right now.
Yeah, Danny only needs a 5, so he doesn't need much to get up in the lead. But a 5, I mean, that's still a wave you have to be able to put together from start to finish. You can't really get 5s from falling out here today. So even though it's not a massive score, Danny is going to have to put together a wave from start to finish. Obviously, we know he can do it. He has a 9 in this heat, so incredible surfing. But now, Iko Watanabe, he has a 7.83. He is still right in this heat as well. He doesn't need anything crazy to get into second or first. Kaisei, his last wave was a 5.83. He's going to need to look at maybe that 8-point range to really make sure his name is in that ring to make this final. So if anyone has a bit of work to do, it probably is Kaisei. He's got to get himself a pretty solid score, but he has second priority. So Iko Watanabe, he has first priority. So he gets next selection of whatever wave it comes through. And with the surfing he's been doing, I hope that we're going to see some pretty great stuff. Hopefully no nerves get to Iko, but he's definitely been pretty in form these last few events.
Okay, we have our surfer in green up and riding. Our currently hit leader, Taki Kanazawa. He is just staying busy here. Look like to finish this wave. Will this wave walled up? Looks like he's going fast here. Is he gonna do an air or is he gonna nice carve? Taki Kanazawa into another one. Bam, that's finishing. Yep, he likes it. And he only need a replacing that 6.83. Let's see on this angle though. Look, deep bottom turn. Nice lie back into another one. So I don't know if it's gonna be better than his 6.83, but looks like he's happy with it. That kind of this is the question mark for me. That turn really bit off, but yeah, he climbing at that one. He's happy with that one. So yeah, I'm not a judge. Lucky I'm not a judge actually.
I know being a judge is a hard job. They cannot take their eyes off the action for 1 second. Here we go. Iko Watanabe stalling for the barrel right here.
Wow.
Gets undercover. Can he come out? Yes, he can. It gives us a little wave to the camera. Lays it back for a finishing turn.
Oh wow.
Wow, Iko Watanabe. I want to see that barrel from front on. How deep did he get?
All right, let's go. This is Iko Watanabe into the barrel.
Woohoo!
Good cover up. Wasn't deep, but he should finish it really nice here. That little Larry? What you
Little
call it?
Larry
Larry
layback?
layback.
So just want to make a quick announcement. We'll get back to that after this wave. Actually, this is Kaisei stalling for the barrel here as well. That one, though, running off on our surfer in white. But to all the teams listening out in this athletes era or wherever you are listening to the TV, the Mahaba Cup, there is 10 minutes left to register. All teams, all countries are welcome. This is the tag team event that we are going to have here. So 10 minutes left to register, guys. If you can, get down here, put your name down. We've got more action coming up tomorrow for the Mahaba Cup, and it's just more points, more chances to win for your team. Who wouldn't want to do it? I don't know.
Yep, I'll do it. Can I? No. All right, here we go. There's the replay of our surfer in blue. Iko, I don't know. I think that will be pushing down either Dani Widianto or Taki Kanazawa down into third place. So I don't know though. Like the way I looked at it, it wasn't really a deep barrel. Really finished that. Really need to finish this wave in excellent range to get that score.
Yeah, this wasn't a crazy deep barrel, but you see there, he's fully covered, travels through this one. Here's where he has to accelerate a little bit more, so looking like he's not as deep through that section, but I mean, he managed to pull it off, gives us a little wave to the camera, hey Iko, and then he gets to this section, knows he has to finish with an absolute jaw dropper, and he goes for a huge Larry, as we like to call him back in Oz, just pushes so hard through that carve. And yeah, we'll see what that score locks in. But I'm really thinking that's going to put him up into the top 2. So maybe Dani Widianto down into third. And he is. Iko Watanabe's last score, an 8.17. Excellent scoring heat right now. Iko in the lead, Taki in second. Dani Widianto needs a 5-point ride. There is 40 seconds on the clock.
Whoa.
This is insane. He has a 9-point ride, but potentially might not get through this heat.
But look, there is a little one coming.
Looking like...
Wow. Scary situation because our surfer in red has a score of a 9 point. I was like, right now, surfer in white, nice air reverse, but incomplete. He's counting it down now. Wow, this is 5-point ride required for our surfer in blue. Oh, why?
Oh no, that is story over for Dani Widianto. Unfortunately, that is not going to be the 5-point ride that he needs. You can see Iko and Taki, they know it as well, hugging each other out to sea. So we're going to have 2 Indonesians v 2 Japanese surfers in the Open Men final. We're going to go to a heat recap and a quick ad break. Don't go anywhere. Women's semi-final coming up very shortly.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Welcome back to the ASF Asian Surfing Championships here in Thulusdhoo, Maldives. Actually, I say it with an Australian accent. It's Maldives. I'm Jessie. Giada's back in the booth for the first time this morning.
Yeah, super exciting. We have had some crazy heats,
Crazy.
upsets, good waves, It has been nonstop action.
No, seriously, this is day number 6, which is absolutely mind-boggling that we're on to day number 6. We're into the semi-finals. Looking at the ladies right now, it's Anri Matsuno, Siki Yang. We have Vea Estrelado in the green and Arisa Ishii in the white. So 2 Japanese surfer, a Chinese representative and a Filipino representative as well. So Japan actually just dominating that second Open men's semi-final with Taki Kanazawa and Iko Watanabe moving on through. Unfortunately, bowing out was Danny Widianto. He had the highest wave of the heat, but just couldn't find that backup. So it's kind of showing that even though you can get excellent scores, you got to make sure you've got 2 great scores in your lineup to get through these semi-finals right now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. One good wave won't count. So, talking about Japan, here is Anri Matsuno now on a good-looking wave. So that is a pretty good way to start your heat. Unfortunately, kind of just falls off on that last one, but it's still early days. She has 22 minutes left. So we have 2 Japanese and 2 Indonesians in the men's open final. I'm pretty excited to see what's going to happen with the women's because it's a little bit more mixed. It's a little bit more international, so good times ahead.
Yeah, this first wave of our first Japanese surfer in the red. I mean, didn't probably get the finish she was looking for, but she's got her heat underway. This is our Olympian right now, racing through this inside section and tags it for a finish. So Siki Yang will see it. She's kind of set the benchmark. She is an Olympian. She probably feels like she's got big shoes to fill here. She's the only surfer who's competed on that stage. That gives her some pretty good credit in this event. This is her replay. So carves back this first section, gets a little bit hung up, so a bit more of a check turn on this second one, and then does really well to project out over the foam for that finish. So we look like Anri and Siki getting their heat underway, but we're going to see some great surfing in this heat nonetheless. I know it's going to be a good one, and I cannot believe the standard of surfing we've seen today so far.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You can really tell people are kind of like pulling it up a notch. It's getting pretty tough out there. This is Arisa Ishii, our other Japanese surfer. Some nice turns, but, out of what we've already been seeing, I don't think that'll be enough.
No, that's definitely not going to be the benchmark in this heat. So maybe just one of those waves. She's like, all right, feet's in the wax, got my rhythm going. She still had 2 pretty okay turns on this wave, but we know she can surf so much better than that. She's put on excellent performances over the last few days. So Arisa and Anri, probably feeding off that energy from Iko and Taki. They are looking super dominant, Team Japan here today on finals day for our Opens division. So we are going to crown some champions today in the Open Men and Open Women's divisions. Junior champions will be crowned tomorrow. So a lot of these people are actually going to get a second chance.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of these athletes kind of like double dipping and doing both the juniors and the opens. So it's going to be super interesting to see if they take it as an advantage because they get to surf more heat or if they get just tired out. And speaking of good waves, here is Vea Estrellado from Philippines. A good looking wave, a little smaller, but she surfed this one really nicely. I like how she really didn't spend too much time in between turns. She was in the pocket. It was nicely timed. So I think this is going to be a pretty decent score.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty great score. I agree with you completely there. But she's got this crazy ability to push extremely hard off her back foot. You see it off every turn, especially that first turn. It kind of mimics what I'm trying to say. She has this ability to rip so much harder through her turns. She relies really heavily on her back foot. First wave for Anri, a 6-point ride. So she's currently out in the lead. We now have scores for our Chinese, Filipino, and Japanese surfer coming through. But I'm just slightly gazed at semi-final number 2, which is going to be out there in just under 19 minutes. But look at the names in this semi. Mirai Ikeda, Kailani Johnson, Anissa Tida Flynn, and Taina Izquierdo. So that is a huge heat, that next heat. Three, I would say potentially probably the three most, what would be the word I'm trying to use, accomplished surfers. You know, they've probably done the most time in the Rashi, being Mirai, being Kailani, being Taina. I'd say they would have the most experience in these semi-finals and these harder rounds as well. They've all come up against each other in this round. Only two go through. That's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, that's right. You know, Mirai just coming off a double win in Krui. She won not only the junior women's, but she also won the QS 5000. So it was like back-to-back wins. She was in incredible form. I'm sure she's going to be bringing that confidence from that competition out here. This is a right, but she is just as powerful on her front side like her back had.
And, you know, noting that as well, the Krui, that's a dual sanctioned event. So that's where on the WSL stage, we see both the Asian and the Oceanic region come together and compete. She was looking in form. I remember watching a few of her heats being like, wow, what? Like, you always knew it was coming from Mariah because she has this aggressive, competitive energy about her, but it was never a matter of if, it was kind of a matter of when it was all going to click and fall into place for her, and it definitely did at that event. She's looking pretty in form at this event too. But right now, our semi-final heat number one, ladies in the water. So Anri has the lead with that 6-point ride, Vea with a 4.83, then Siki Yang with a 4.17, and Arissa with a 3.17. So that 6-point ride really holding Anri out in the lead right now, but we've got a paddle from one of our competitors here, and it is Arissa Ishii getting a first turn in there, drifting the fins a little bit, and just wrapping through a couple more carves here on the inside, wants to get the finish and attacks it. So Japan want to go 1-2 again, just like they did in that last heat. Speaking of going 1 and 2, Oni has the heat winners of that last heat. Take it away, Oni.
Thank you, Jesse. And we are here with the Team Japan. First and second made it to the final. So, Iko won, Taki second. How are you guys?
おはようございます。
おはようございます。
あのヒートはだいぶもう緊張したんですけど、もうメント
わ、すごいね。
すごい、お兄さん。
So, Nami いい
Good wave, yeah.
Big power turn ね。
Yeah, I get a good wave and I make it this layback and big turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, now you're second place. Are you planning to beat Iko in the final?
Yeah. Yeah, Team Japan is best.
So what's the game plan now? So now you guys in the final, so probably not gonna surf until after the prayer. So what do you guys do? Just rest?
Yeah, I will do my best. Final, yeah. I'm fucking big layback.
So how are you feeling now? So what happened? Tell me about the hit. You guys really goes first, second, third, and when you hear the score of Danny Vidianto 9 point, were you nervous or anything?
はい、ダニー選手が9点と言われた時に、もうこれちょっとやばいかもってなったんですけど、まだでもダニー選手もバックアップがちょっと足りてなかったんで、まだ2人で勝てるかなと思って、もうベストを尽くしてました。
And you got that wave, you got barrel, and then into a lie back. Were you nervous? Were you like, oh, I have to finish this wave? What are you going on in your head?
もうあの時はもう出てくれ、もうチューブの中に入った時にもうこれ出たいって思い続けて出れたんで本当良かったです。
So now you're gonna surf with 2 Indonesian and Chinese. What are you excited for that?
すごい楽しみです。いつも QS とかで負けちゃってる相手なので今回は絶対勝ちたいと思います。
So will be a big air show time or bad air time?
Yeah, battle time, very fucking battle time, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's watching, they will be in the final. Those two guys will be in the final, surfing with the 2 Indonesians. So good luck and see you guys soon. You.
Yeah, back in Oz, we would call the three of them cheeky buggers. That's what we would call those three, but we'll just leave it at that. But I mean, those two looking revved up for the final. Siki Yang giving us a bit of a claim at Back to the Beach, so we'll have to get a replay of that one. But I mean, what a semi-final that was in that last heat. Those two surfers, they had such a good approach, Taki and Iko. I mean, they were just going wave for wave, and they were building and building until it kind of became just a race against those two.
Yeah, that was some incredible stuff. And here we have a couple replays while we were watching that interview. So this is our Japanese surfer in red, some nice turns. Unfortunately, wasn't able to finish that. That was looking like it was going to be a really good score. And here is our Olympian, Sichi Yang. Good looking wave, nice two turns, lays it back, giving the judges a variety. She is looking in incredible form right now. She finishes the wave, claims it, and is going to paddle back out feeling pretty good about that.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we spoke about this the other day. There's so much that comes into body language after a wave where you know it felt good, you know you're going to get a score in. She felt it. She felt it at the end of that. And I mean, the score speaks volumes. It was a 6.5. So Siki Yang currently in second, has the highest wave score of this heat right now. Anri in the lead with a 6 and a 5.33. So pretty close totals right now between those two surfers, less than 1 point separating each other. So now Arisa and Vea on the back foot. Arisa is kind of stuck in that 3-point range right now. She really needs to find one of those waves that allows her to push that little bit harder, hold her calves a little bit longer, and maybe one of those waves that bowls back towards her so she can really, kick the tail like we know she can. And then Vea, our Filipino surfer, she is powerful. It is just a matter of if she can get the opportunity in this heat, because she has the chance to do some big damage right now. So these ladies, they're revving up a bit. They're revving up right now. I'm loving to see it.
That's right. They definitely are. And they really have no choice, because each and every one of them is an incredible competitor. There we have Team Indonesia, both their women going up in semifinal number 2. Another super exciting heat coming up. So this is Anri now. Taking a look at this one. It's a good looking wave. This wave's going to bowl up for her. And unfortunately, she just goes down, just kind of, goes over the handlebars. But right behind her, Vea Estrellado. Good looking wave here. Unfortunately, maybe not as good as I thought. It kind of whitewashed and closed out on her. So a few waves here ridden. This is the Olympian. Big lay back there. Sets it up for the second round. Oh, there must be something in that area, because the girls are just not able to finish these waves now.
There's definitely something going on right there. I mean, that's 3 surfers in a row where they've fallen in the exact same spot. But that first layback of Siki Yang, impressive stuff. But let's replay these 3 waves. So this was the first of Anri. It was looking like it was going to be a great turn section, but she just clipped her rail as she came down. Then our Filipino tagged that first section. Nothing else happened, so she had to press the eject button. Siki Yang, though, this Larry, bang, straight in the pocket. But then same spot, buried her nose, went down. So yeah, we're going to have to check the reef. What's going on around there? But nonetheless, I think we're going to see potentially a couple backups. I'm not sure if the one turn will go higher than a 417 for our Olympian. Arisa, I don't think she'll be out the back with first priority. Sorry, Vea, she'll definitely find herself a backup, and Anri won't be bettering her situation. So it's back to square one for our athletes right now to try and get those scores they need to make it to the final. I feel like when you're surfing events, every heat, you can't just try and focus on that heat, but you do have that big goal in mind of, yes, you want to win the event. But I feel like, you can keep you calm. For me personally, semifinals are more nerve-wracking than a final.
100%, because you're one step away from the main goal of that entire event. You're there, your nerves are there, and you know that everyone's going to be giving it their all, so you can't pull back now. You've worked so hard throughout the entire event. Losing in a semifinal, it can be more painful than losing in a final, because at the end you don't get any real positioning, I guess. So it's a super, super important part, and you really see the people who keep their nerves under control in these semifinals are the ones who are able to move next, because if you reach a semifinal, clearly you have skill. So it's all about the mental game now.
This is where the people who have put in the time, put themselves in those pressure situations and made something of themselves. This is where all this mental prep pays off. Siki Yang is looking pretty dominant right now. 3 big turns here. Bit of a weird inside section, but gets the finish, looks back and says, how you like them apples? I mean, what an amazing wave. Probably the best wave we've seen in this heat so far.
That's right. She turned around. Juan's your dad.
Juan's your dad.
That's exactly what we're talking about here. So this first turn, absolutely incredible. She just follows that lip line, throws water right out the back, giving the judges variety. All 4 of those turns were completely different. There was no repetition throughout that wave. It was a set. It was probably the biggest one we've seen this heat. And right behind her, Arisa Ishii just trying to answer back. She's been a little bit on the catch-up game throughout this heat. She wants to start getting the ball rolling again. Maybe her wave selection hasn't been maybe as good as the other girls, or hasn't really been in the rhythm, but I am so excited to see Siki's last wave. And there we have it, a 7.67 pushes her straight back into first, showing everyone, yes, I did go to Olympics, but it was not for out of luck, it's out of skill.
Absolutely. I mean, she's really establishing herself as the lady to beat right now, coming out of China. This is the replay of Arisa's. I actually really liked this wave. She carved back that first section, but she kicks the fins out on that turn. Unfortunately, there was a lot of foam on that face there, and she had a bit of a hard time finding any more green water, but she managed to get 2 pretty good turns out of that wave. Needs better wave selection. She needs a wave like this. Look at that first turn, projects so much speed and spray out the back. There's the signature layback, snaps it up in the pocket, races for this end section. Weird little end section, so she had to kind of go for a floater there, but I mean, incredible surfing there from Siki, 7.67 and a 6.5. They're the scores we're looking to see in semifinals. That's what's going to get you through. So she's looking pretty happy. Bit of a smile from the water just then, making her way back out. And just what a cool way to surf a semi-final right now. 2 big scores. She's in the lead, but there are 6.5 minutes. The heat isn't over until that hooter goes. Arisa, she needs to kind of get herself on a couple of better waves, maybe some more green open face waves. I'm calling our Filipino surfers the dark horse right now, though. You never know what she's going to bring out of the bag.
That's right. If you put her on the right wave, she can get the score she needs, but it is currently Siki Yang taking the spotlight right now, 6.5 and 7.67 to her name, so that is some incredible surfing from Siki Yang. Something I was going to mention earlier is, you have the title of Olympian, and that can either go against you or help you out. Sometimes a title like that can kind of get your nerves going, like making you think you need to prove yourself a little more, and you're out there, I need to perform, I need to show myself. But Siki Yang taking that title incredibly well. She's using it to her favor. She is feeling confident. She looks incredible and in great form. So that is extremely well done.
Oh, absolutely. And I honestly, I really couldn't agree with you more with that. I feel like having that weight of, I'm an Olympian, it really could, add this unnecessary added pressure, but she's taken it in her stride. And she's really earned it as well. I mean, she's showing that I didn't get there by fluke. I am meant to be here. I'm supposed to be in finals of the Asian Surfing Championships. I want to show I am one of the best female surfers coming out of Asia, and she wants to get back to that Olympic stage again. And it's surfing like that. It's definitely going to help her. It's going to get her along the way. She wants a bit of a situation update right now. She's waving her hands, bit of a signal to the beach marshal saying, hey, what's going on in this heat? But right now, I wouldn't in this heat so far. So 6.5 and a 7.67. Anri, haven't seen her drop a heat yet. We haven't actually seen her lose a heat. So she's probably going to try and get herself back up into that first place position. It's at this part of the heat priority really comes into play as well. You want to be smart with your decision making. And Arisa, 2 turns up, well up on the point here. Not going to get too much of a finish. She might get a bit more here. Very shallow water right there. Like, I'm talking very shallow water, exactly where she is. But she's trying to keep the ball rolling. She's trying to get some momentum going. She hasn't been able to break out of threes just yet.
Yep, so this is a quick replay of our surfer in white. Good first turn, wraps it around there. You know, this wave is not offering too much, but she surfed it really, really nicely. Here we were talking about that shallow reef shelf that the surfers have been completing their waves on. It's super, super sharp. There's a lot of sea urchins, so really brave to be able to taking that wave all the way to the inside. Right behind, looking like Vea Estrellado. Taking a look at this wave, you know, I feel like her wave selection hasn't been great this heat. She's been getting those one-turn waves, but you know, she has a 483 and a 343. It's not over just yet, but you know, going back to what Siki Yang, you know, wanting to hear the scores again, that could be a little bit of a heat tactic. She has two big scores, wanting the other athletes to hear it again. You know, that's right, guys. I got a 7.67 and a 6.5. Like, what are you guys up to right now?
Did you hear the scores I have?
Yeah, did you guys hear that?
I
Because
love that.
yeah, so imagine you're Arisa Ishii or Vea Estrellado and you're hearing those scores, you're like, damn, I gotta put myself like out there. Yeah, those are big scores, sister. What have you been doing on the waves?
She's got to be careful, though, because she might rev her competitors up just that little bit too much that it might not work in her favor. But there's 2.5 minutes for them to do so. But I love that that thought process of yours. She ought to be like, oh, say those scores again, just one
Because
last
she
time.
was smiling after that. She heard her score,
Yeah,
so she was just like wanting to hear it
You're
again.
not wrong
Yeah,
there. You are
she
not
heard her
wrong.
scores. I see you, Siki Yang. I see you.
We heard them. We know your scores.
So, yeah, maybe a little bit of mental games here. I'm wondering
I
where
love
she
it.
picked those up from.
I love it. I'm here for the mental games. I'm here for the mind games. Let's make something of these heats, you know. Let's get competitive. Let's get a bit sassy. Let's get our competitors revved up. Anri, she's revved up on this wave. She wants first place, has a nice bowly section. Great carve maneuver back to the pocket. Finishes that one off. So Anri, she heard those scores too. And she said, okay, well, let me show you what I can do.
That's right. So, you know, the girls really bringing out their Mean Girls era. Yeah, it's getting sassy out there. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. It's good.
Yeah, let's bring out a little bit of sass. It's great. This is our replay of Anri answering it back to Siki Yang. First carve in the pocket. She goes for the layback too. She heard Siki Yang's gone for a layback. She said, all right, watch mine. And then through this inside section, that carve was amazing. She really engaged that rail all the way through. She's hopped out the back. So then Siki Yang, she's gone, okay, I'm just going to do it again.
Yeah, she's like, you know what? Let me just back up that 650, ladies. Like, here we go. Unfortunately, this wave just goes a little, you know, a little flat, but she is comfortably in the lead right now. Anri will be backing up that 6, though, after that wave. So we're going to be seeing a little bit of movement. Siki Yang again, she's keeping busy. She does not want to sit still. Good first turn. Really good second one. So this wave isn't great, but she is making the most out of it. She's going to be finishing it off really nicely. Oh, I'm not sure if that will be considered complete, but I don't think she's too worried.
I was just thinking about that too. I'm like, is that a ride out? But I mean, this wave, there was great surfing on this wave. Timed her turn so perfectly in the pocket. And then this end turn, I don't think it's going to matter too much. She's going to get the heat win here. But I would call that not a ride out, but fair enough because her fins were probably scraping the reef just there. And unfortunately, this wave for our Filipino surfer, just too little too late, so it's not going to come into count. So it's going to be Siki Yang and Anri Matsuno moving on through this heat. We're going to have a heat recap, a short ad break, and we'll be back for semi-final heat number 2 right after this.
All right, guys, welcome back to the ASF Surfing Championships in Maldives. We are currently in Thulusdhoo. This is a big, big day. We are up to semifinals number 2 of the Open Women's. Welcome back, Afri, into the booth. It is looking incredible out there.
It does. And it's great to have this kind of waves for the final rounds so that all these elite surfers from Asia can show us their A game. We are going to watch, or we are actually watching right now, the second heat, the second semifinal. Surfer in white, Taina from Indonesia on her wave there.
Yeah, so this is Heat 2, super stacked heat. We have in red Miraya Keda, in blue Kailani Johnson, in green Anissa Flynn, and in white Taina Izquierdo.
I'm super impressed with Anissa's surfing in this event, the Thai surf. I mean, don't get me wrong, but you sort of expect Indonesia and Japan to rip. That already happened last year, both in male and female. Here you can see the Indonesian surfer from Bali, but for the Thai to make it all the way through to the semifinals, there she is, Anissa in green on her first wave. Gets clipped there, but impressive that she's in the semifinals, and who knows, maybe she will even make it to the finals.
Yeah, this is a really important moment for all 4 surfers right now. But here we have a couple replays. This is Anissa Flynn right now, our surfer from Thailand. Good first turn there. Unfortunately, on this last turn, wasn't able to stick it through, but I really did like those first 2 turns. I thought they were really tight in the pocket, really clean. So that's a good start for our surfer, Anissa Flynn. We did see an incredible semifinal 1. We had a Japanese surfer and a Chinese surfer make the final. So Sichian, the Olympian, is in the finals here.
Once again, same thing happened last year. Last year, she was not only in the finals in the grown-up division, in the women's division, where she got second place at the end, but also surfing in the finals for the girls under 18, where she actually won the Asian crown.
Incredible stuff there. So this is a super vital moment for all these surfers. Me and Jesse were actually commenting earlier that sometimes the semifinals, you can get more nervous here than in the actual finals. So
And often, and I'll tell you what I wanted to say, after this wave of Taina, Angel Izquierdo on her backside, going out of this one at the end since it was too fast. Once again, her really trying to find the critical part of the wave to generate all that spray. So often semifinals are not only, mentally more challenging because you are so close to the finals, and once you're in the finals, you sort of, have your medal more or less safe. But also, it happens that the same semifinals are more competitive, stronger opponents you are facing than in the actual final. I mean, think of, for example, the Olympics in Tahiti a month ago, where in the semifinals Jack Robinson was surfing against Gabriel Medina. That could have been a final. Or we just saw it with the men's. Like, both semifinals, it was stacked. The best of the best surfing against each other.
yeah, and it is in the semifinals that you usually see the biggest upset. So the people that you usually think are going to win the event tend to maybe drop out, but it's a super, super vital moment in contest. So a few scores already come through. We have Taina Izquierdo sitting on a 3.67 and a 5. So this is a quick replay of the last wave. Nothing too crazy here. She's just a quick up and out. But Anissa Flynn sitting on a 3.67. I think we're seeing 2 very different tactics happening here right now. So just before I get to that, this is Kailani Johnson, a quick up and out. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get around that first section. This wave just slightly kind of running away from her.
It's the third time that Kailani had to surf against another Indonesian.
Yeah. So what I was saying earlier, it's kind of looking like we have 2 different tactics happening out here. Taina and Anissa, kind of taking the staying busy, catching lots of waves, building up your scores, whereas Kailani and Mirai kind of sitting there waiting for sets, waiting for the good ones. So it's going to be interesting to see which one pays off.
I wonder if Taina's strategy here is due to Danny, the surfer from Indonesia, who served in the second semi-final and had a 9.0 on his first wave, still didn't make it to the finals because he was just waiting for too long. He only had like 3 waves in total in the 25 minutes, and that cost him the spot. So maybe that was sort of the learning of Taina, and this is why she already has her fourth wave less than 7 minutes into this second heat of the semi-final.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate for Danny. I mean, losing a heat with a 9.5 under your name is extremely difficult, and I think he clearly has a skill to be in the final, but just couldn't grasp it this time. But I'm sure he's gonna come back next year with incredible form and learn from those mistakes. But now back to this heat, Anissa on a kind of a foamy wave, but kind of sticks it nicely. She wants to replace that 3-6-7 and back it up. Takes this one down to the inside. We can just see how shallow that reef is.
Little rock sticking out.
Yeah, it's super shallow. That shelf is just waving at them to, get rid of those fins and stuff. But she surfed this one pretty nicely.
Right. So Danny, the reigning Asian champion, got out of the heat. It was interesting to see that the semi-finals for him were pretty the same as the finals last year, because it was also him against 3 Japanese last year in the finals. This time he faced 3 Japanese in the semi-finals but didn't make his way into the finals. But for Team Indonesia, they already have 2 surfers in the finals for the men, and now they have the chance to have 2 more finalists in the form of Taina and Keilani, who are surfing right now in the semifinals against Anissa from Thailand and Mirai from Team Japan.
Yeah, that's right. So Team Indonesia is hoping both Taina and Kailani to get into that final. It's a pretty critical moment right now because not only is there individual medals, but there is also team medals. So they will be wanting to get that first spot for sure.
And there's even a third layer to this, because this is, we heard it before, the first qualifier for the Asian Games 2026. And the way to get qualified is if your team either is the highest scored in your region. In the case of Japan, that would be East Asia, and for Thailand and Indonesia, it's Southeast Asia, or you are one of the 7 best ranked. So they really want to make sure each individual here to get as far as possible, the best position as possible. So even a 3rd would be better than a 4th in the semi-final to get the points and get qualified. And Mirai Ikeda on her first wave, the Japanese surfer in red, waited for this wave almost 10 minutes, but she finished it properly. Didn't have that much meat at the beginning, but the finishing part of it was quite a nice one. Up and riding blue.
Oh, nicely done, Kai. That was a good wave. I'm hoping to see something really work here on the inside. She manages to stick through, so a little bit of a foamy wave there, but I think she surfed it really nicely in control. So it's going to be interesting for the judges to be comparing these scores. These are some of the bigger sets we've seen today, both from Kai and Mirai. So like we said earlier, a bit of a different heat strategy happening. Mirai's wave, beautifully surfed. I really enjoyed that first turn. It was tight in the pocket. Big fan of spray out the back. This wave kind of going a little dead on the inside, but she finished it off beautifully. So I think this is probably going to be the best score of the heat. But let's not forget Kai's wave right behind. So both these waves, the bigger waves we've seen in this heat, they both finished them nicely. 3 turns each. It's going to be a good comparison.
Keilani is living close to Padang, right?
Yeah, so I'll get right back to that as we will go with our first women's finalist with Jessie Starling.
Yeah, guys, I am with Sichi Yang. Well done. Into the finals. You must be stoked.
I'm very happy to the final. Yeah, very happy.
You are the only Olympian here in the draw. Do you find that adds pressure to your surfing, or does it give you confidence?
I think Tahiti wave is everyone wave is tuple wave, and here wave is maneuver wave. I very like here, very clean wave. I really like, yeah.
And you and I were just talking. You got a reef cut yesterday. How is the healing going? How's it feeling when you're surfing?
I think in surfing my feet no hurt, but in here my feet is very hard, but it's okay. I can.
And you've got a final coming up this afternoon. Very exciting times. How are you going to prepare for that?
Uh,
Your final this afternoon?
yeah, I did.
How are you going to prepare for your final?
Final is enjoy.
We'll get you to say something back home to anyone in China.
OK，感谢每一位队友，然后每一位教练，还有每一位朋友，然后就是很开心能进到决赛，然后就是决赛享受比赛。
Amazing. Thank you so much. Congratulations again. Back to you guys in the booth. Thank you.
Awesome interview there. Thank you so much, Jesse. Thank you so much, Sichi. That was really cute. Okay, so some scores came through Mirai Akeda's last wave, a 7.17.
Bam.
So that's exactly what you want to be doing in a semifinal to get yourself into that final. Kailani Johnson's last wave, a 5.33. She's in fourth, but only wanting to replace a 0.57. So we've seen her do it throughout this event. She's a super, super strong surfer. This is a replay of Mirai's wave. So much flow and power throughout these turns. You know, she had a little bit of a dead section here, but she kept her speed and she finished this wave off really nicely. So that was nicely done.
She's using her hands as leverage a lot. This is a thing. You know, some surfers do it a lot, like Mirai does, and some don't do it at all. What's your type of surfing?
I think, yeah, I use my upper body quite a lot. I do something a little weird, actually. Like, I kind of like look down when I'm doing a turn. Yeah, it's a little bit strange, but not a lot of people notice it. Like, when I am doing the top turn, instead of looking at the beach like I'm supposed to, I'm looking at my feet.
Both directions?
Yeah.
And why do you do that?
I don't know. I guess it's just a style thing at the end of the day because it doesn't really affect my turns.
So you do it on purpose? It's not just a habit
No, I
you
don't do it
can't
on
get rid of?
purpose. It just happens. I mean, you can't really control what your style's like unless you really, really work on it. But when I'm surfing naturally, that's just kind of what comes out. So yeah, it's weird, but I guess that's kind of stuck, and it doesn't really affect my turns. So
You also do that in the takeoff? Like looking at your board when you paddle?
No, of course not. So a good-looking wave for Taina Izquierdo. Nice first turn. Sets it up for the second one. This wave kind of going a little bit fat on her, but she will quickly get back out there with 10.5 remaining. That's plenty of time to get some scores on the board. You know, this is a semifinal of a huge event. We have mentioned it throughout the week. This is a qualifier for the Asian Games, so important moment for all these ladies in the water. Mirai Akeda is in second, but she's only sitting on that 717. She will want to be backing this one up quickly. I'm sure she's been watching the heats. She saw some mistakes done earlier, so you want to back up your scores.
And they're up and riding in green. Anessa Tita-Flynn for Team Thailand, going for some carves on this wave. Now is looking for the nice finish, and ka-ching, successful. So trying to get rid of her 3.67 and get the second position here, because first and second will proceed to the semifinals. And that would be a huge achievement for the Thai surfer to kick out either an Indonesian or a Japanese, and to be able to represent her country in the finals of the Open ASF Asian Surfing Championships. It's the third time that the ASF is having the Asian Surfing Championships, and it's an incredible journey. 2018 is the year when the ASF was founded, back then in Tahara during the ISA World Games, and after last year's breakthrough event also here in Thulusdhoo in the Maldives, things just go up and up and up. It is the first qualifier And Taina in white, she knows that she is one of the surfers wanting to represent her country in the, so to speak, Asian Olympics in 2026 in Japan. This is why she is trying to solidify this first position.
Yeah, so really nicely done here from Taina, kind of getting away from the pack and finding a wave just a little bit more on the outside. So I really like the finishing here. I think that's probably going to be the main scoring turn in that wave. She will be getting rid of that 367. I'm pretty sure that was a good one, but you know the other girls still getting waiting to find the waves they're looking for. You know, Taina keeping variety on this wave. 2 turns. None of the turns were repetitive. You know, she kept it different. She wants to keep it interesting. So this is a nicely surfed wave by Taina.
Conditions still good. Very slight onshore, almost glassy. Team Japan sitting there, enjoying the surf, and also, of course, giving some live coaching to their surfer in red, Mirai Ikeda. Jada, is there anything you can do better on a slide onshore than on glassy or offshore conditions? Like any sort of surfing that would favor this kind of condition?
It's gonna sound strange, but unless it's barreling, I actually think I prefer a little bit of onshore on the wave.
Wow.
Because I just feel like with a little bit more texture, you can actually hit sections a lot better than when it's just super glassy. I tend to slide out a lot when it's too glassy. So when it has a little bit of onshore, you have that section on the top of the wave where you can actually just click a little better. I mean, it's not a common preference, but everyone's different. But unless it's barreling, of course. If it's barreling, I would rather it be glassy because then you don't have any chandeliers. But yeah.
Very interesting. Do you think you slide out of those waves because you're looking at your board instead of the course?
Nah, I think it's easier to kind of have your board just slide out. Whereas if it's onshore, it kind of pushes you. It can makes you stay on the wave. So
yeah. Right. Okay.
Obviously, I'm saying a slight onshore. I'm not saying
20 knots.
Yeah. So I'm talking like Bali onshore when it's like a little bit crumply on the top.
So it's that kind of condition we have facing right now.
Yeah. So I feel like this is pretty glassy still. But yeah, a little bit onshore like it is right now. There's a little bit of wind, just enough to keep the face of the wave clean, but it gives you that section to hit if you go really vertical.
Wow.
And also, I think you throw more spray when it's a little bit onshore because of that section that kind of breaks, so you can throw that out.
Okay, interesting.
But
insight.
that's just me. I mean, everyone might think I'm completely loony because of that, but
I mean, it makes sense to me
that.
the way you describe it.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of surfing's like that. Everyone is so different, and everyone likes different things. So
you get like all excited whenever it's onshore?
yeah, I surf. You'll never see me out there before 8 o'clock ever, ever. But as I said again, I'm talking a slight onshore, nothing strong. Conditions like this, where you can really get your board into that section you're looking for. So we're seeing Taina keeping busy, taking a look at this one. She is currently in the lead, got a 5.47 for that last one. So she is in first. Mirai Akeda, a 7.17, and Kailani Johnson, a 5.33. So these girls are going to be wanting to back up their scores pretty quickly because, as we've seen a few times before, it's easy to kind of sit for too long and wait for those waves that might not show up, especially on days like today where it's kind of slow and unpredictable.
Thinking of Danny, whom with a 9.5, exactly that happened. He didn't have the backup score to proceed. And now looking at Mirai Ikeda with the highest score of this heat so far, but only one wave for her. She has second priority, 4 minutes to go in the semi-final heat number 2. So all she needs right now is a 3.3 to take the lead.
There we have Team Japan. You don't want to be waiting and leaving that backup score for so last minute, because at the end you never really know what's going to happen and you could fumble and make a little bit of a mistake. But here is our current heat leader in first, keeping busy, staying active on the inside. Nice 2 turns. Unless something really spectacular happens here, I don't think she'll be backing up any of her waves. But here is Taina Izquierdo again, wanting to be in that final.
And though she's the busiest underwater, she still had enough time to change her hair. Started with a open hair and now has got...
Yeah, so you see these moments where it kind of lulls and there's nothing too much happening. Looking like Kailani finding something out the back. Will she be taking off on this one?
She has the first priority, so she could claim that wave,
There
and
we
she's
go.
going for it.
Wow, this is a good looking wave for Kailani Johnson. She wants to get rid of that 057. 2 good turns. Looking like this wave is going to be standing up for her on the inside. Will it give something to work with? And unfortunately, it doesn't. So, ooh, tough situation here.
She will get rid of her 0.57, but if it will be enough to get the second position here, we have to see what the judges think about that.
Yeah, so now Kailani paddling the other way, wanting to get away from the other competitors. She gave up her priority for that one. She knows that if she wants a chance in this final, she has to find a wave to work with, because she has the skill. She's an incredible surfer, super critical. She's aggressive on her turn, so she just needs the wave to give her the opportunity to do so.
So when you're in Mirai's situation right now, having the highest score, but so far only 1 wave, you have priority and it's 1 minute and 50 seconds left in the heat number 2 of the semifinals. What would you do? Just get the next best thing?
At this point, yeah, because you don't have much time left. Well, at this point, you're going to have to just wait for a good one, because she kind of needs a pretty decent score. Nothing crazy, but, you know, that little insider is not going to give it. She doesn't need a 1. She needs something a little higher.
3.3,
Yeah.
right.
So she needs to be a little more patient and just hope that the ocean's going to collaborate with her.
There is a little set coming there. Let's see if Mirai is going for it. Yes, she is paddling for that wave. So is that the 3.3 that she needs for the first position? Was a 1 maneuver wave for her. So already with a 1.72, she could get into second position.
So it is now the 2 Indonesians with the 1 and 2. Taina keeping busy again, wanting to improve her score, wants to get rid of that 5. 2 good turns. Looking like there's a set out the back. It is Anissa with priority, Kailani second priority. A few waves coming through. Taina taking this one all the way down to the inside. So a really nice wave here. So we're going to be seeing some priority being cashed in and some scores being thrown around.
Okay, Anissa was happy with that wave. Was her last wave in this semifinal. And another one for Mirai Ikeda from Team Japan. She's still waiting for the scores of her last one. But this already looks much better than the one before. Oh! Wasn't able to finish that one, but maybe already enough damage was done on that one. We are waiting for the scores to see if there will be a change in situation. All the surfers are quite close to each other with their scores. Here we have another look on Taina's last wave. She was the busiest in the water, and actually this is one, it was up until the 2 first maneuvers, one of her best waves, but then she lost a little bit the rhythm, but she kept on going for the last bit and, well, took everything out of it.
Yeah, so right behind her, Anissa cashing in her priority, taking a look at this wave. So 2 good turns. She kept busy. Didn't really spend any time in between turns. Good finishing here. So it's going to be a pretty exciting finish. A few scores to come through for all 3 surfers. Unfortunately, I don't see any replays of Kailani Johnson, so I'm not sure if she managed to get one at the end or not. We will be waiting for those scores to come through.
And after the scores, after we know who will proceed. Oh, now we do have new scores. So Mirai Ikeda from Team Japan with a 2.90, enough to put her into the second position. Kailani Johnson and Anissa Tita in third and fourth. So that means that unless no other scores come through, that Indonesia and Japan will have two finalists in this open women's event in the final.
All right, and with that, we're going to go to a quick heat recap, and we'll see you guys in a couple hours after the break.